Shri Mata Sharanam Mama, Shri Aravinda Sharanam Mama. We will start with a mantra. Please try to be silent and concentrate. Sarva Sharga Bhupati Rananta Bhava Kalpana Kalpa Vichari Chari Jagaruka Chintana Chari chari pi jagaruka chintana Adi Shakti Rikshitena Bibhrati Jagatrayam Jiva Bhavalasini Seyamambika Mira Manushi Tanugata Prabhadivo Kasa Prasu Atijalakalanaya Palanaya Vrujusam Sita Shitalokitai Sahaya Bhasa Bhasitai Tapashanti Shadhika Virajate Mirambika Virajate Mirambika Virajate Mirambika. Pranam to the lotus feet of the mother and Sri Aurobindo and the teachers and the students of the school. I'm really grateful that we got the opportunity to speak before you all. So we will try to be very interactive, not just one way. If it is two-way, then it will be very fruitful for you and for us also. Okay, otherwise this 1 hour will be a waste, isn't it? So we will try to be interactive. So why we are here? We are a group from Orissa, our team named Eager to Forge Ahead. Okay, so we are from Orissa. And why we are here? Sri Aurobindo's 150th birth anniversary, that is in next year, in 15th August. So this year, we have started our journey from 15th August from his birthplace, that is Kolkata. So we have started our journey from Kolkata. We have, till now, we went to 3 states, that is West Bengal, Jharkhand, Bihar, and now we are here. Assam also, we went to Assam, then we are here in Nagaland. So what is our purpose? Our purpose is to tell what Sri Aurobindo have told about India, what Sri Aurobindo have told about man's future. What is our future? First of all, so why we should know about what he told. So we should know why we should listen to him. Why we will listen to him. So I will give a little introduction about Sri Aurobindo's life. So Sri Aurobindo, he was born in 15th August 1872. 15th August, what is the speciality? It is also the Independence Day, and it is also his birthday. So he was mostly brought up in foreign land. He didn't know about India much. His father don't want him to know about India much. He want him to be an officer. But later, when he was in his youth period, he got to know about India's situation from newsletters and from others. So when he got to know about India's situation, he was very heartbroken. His heart broke, and he tried what he can do for India when he was in foreign land. Then when he came to India, actually Sri Aurobindo in foreign land, he got a very beautiful qualification, and he applied for ICS exam. It is a process to give exam for ICS. So when he was in written exam, he did very good. Okay, in written exam he did very good, but by knowingly he did not appear for horse riding exam, because there was another exam, written exam, also a practical exam, which was horse riding. So he knowingly didn't appear there. Why? If he will be successful there, then he will be an officer under whom? Under the Britishers. So he didn't wanted that. So by knowingly he rejected that offer, and he came to India and joined in Baroda College. Okay. So from there he started his freedom movement. How? Because he was in college, so he motivated so many students, so many youth to work for the land, to work for our country. How? Especially he wrote many books, many writings, that time different articles was published. So there he wrote such inspirational things. By reading it, many youth came for India's freedom. So what he wrote, I will give just a little example. So he told that many see their country as mountains, rivers, land, as a geographical location. Okay, but I see my country as my mother, as physical, like our physical mother. So I feel my country as my mother. So if a evil force is attacking my mother, so will his children will stay back and will watch the scenery, or will fight for it? What will they do? Fight. So like that he wrote many things to inspire the youth to come forward for freedom movement. And so I will give, mainly Sri Aurobindo is known for his yoga. Okay, he known for his yoga. Many tell him as Rishi, Maharshi. Why it is because before he was not a yogi. So when did it came? So one day what happened, his younger brother, Barin, So he was very much ill. It was like a deathbed situation. He was very ill. So suddenly he was there. A Naga Sannyasi came in front of his house, and he asked what happened. He got to know about the situation. Then in a stick, he wrote something and chanted a mantra. Okay. Suddenly, after some time, Barindra was all okay. So by seeing it, Sri Aurobindo, from his inside, he asked if the power of yoga can, if it can relieve a ill person, if he is well now, then how can this power of yoga will help to achieve the freedom in our country? Will it not help? If it can help to relieve a ill person, then how will it not help to achieve freedom in India? Definitely it is something. Yoga is something. So then he started to learn about our ancient yogas. We have many ancient treasures. What are those? Vedas, Upanishad, Gita, Bhagavad. So many things are there. He read all those books, and he started to practice yoga. And when he practiced those things, he felt that there is power. India's true power. What is India's true power? He got to know about it and tried to motivate all the youth to practice yoga. Through yoga, how we can achieve our independence. So, by the movements of Sri Aurobindo, when he inspired so many youth. So when this news was, it was very much famous in British Parliament. Okay, they discussed that Sri Aurobindo is the most dangerous person. If he will stay in independence movement, we have to leave India. So by any way we have to stop his work. Okay? So by a false charge, Sri Aurobindo was captivated, was jailed in Alipur for a false bomb case. Okay. So when he was in the jail, for one moment he asked the Almighty, the Divine, that I am doing your work only. India's freedom is your work only. So I am doing your work. Then why I am here? My movement for India was broken here. It was stopped here. How can I work further? Then he started his yoga sadhana again. He did Gita's yoga. Then after some day, he saw Vasudeva. Who is Vasudeva? Loudly. Who is Vasudeva? I know you know. Please, you can be loud and you can stand up and tell.
Lord Krishna.
Yes. He saw Lord Krishna. And he felt that everywhere is Krishna is present only. The blanket which he was covering, he felt that Krishna is embracing him. The jailer which was present outside, he saw that inside him also Krishna is present. So in those evil and good, everywhere Krishna is present. So he asked, the question he asked, what will happen to the India's freedom? Krishna told that India will be free. Definitely India will get his freedom. Which year? In 1909. This happened in 1909. Krishna told that India will definitely get its freedom. But you are not here for that work. You are here for another work. What is that? India will be free. But if it cannot, India's true quality, it cannot inspire other if the total humanity is not free. Humanity is not free. What does it mean? Are we really free? The backbenchers, are you free? Can we say we got our freedom? Are you free? Tell me, are you free? Yes or no? No. By whom you are captivated? All of you are free. You can stand up and tell, nothing to be afraid. Are we really free from our anger? No. If anyone tried to, if he wanted you to be angry, he can easily do that, isn't it? Are you really free from illness? All of you, I think you are free because you told, we are free. So, are you really free from unhappiness? You are always happy, no? And are you really free from death? And do you really want old age? Or you want to be always youthful? What do you want? Youthfulness. But don't you get that? Don't you get old age? We get. So Sri Aurobindo thought that in India, many Mahapurush, many avatar, Lord Krishna came, Rama came, so many things happened in India. But why still human being suffering? Sri Rama killed whom? Ravana. Okay. And Sri Krishna killed? So now no Kansa and no Ravana is present? Is it present or not? Where? Within us. Isn't it? So, we are not free. Try to be silent. So this, in India, many avatar, many Mahapurush came and tried to establish a new society, a new thing here. But again we got those suffering, we got those illness, again we got back to the ancient stage. We are not changed permanently. So Sri Aurobindo aspired that man don't want unhappiness, don't want illness, don't want to be old, he don't want death. So if he don't want those things, why he is getting those things? Okay, so he can be free from those things. And he told that if human being will be free from those things, then a perfect society which we are dreaming, a perfect individuality which we are dreaming. We want to be perfect, isn't it? But we are not perfect. A perfect society we want, where nothing, no dakaiti, nothing evil will happen. We want those society, isn't it? So how will those things will come here? So Sri Aurobindo, for that, he did yoga sadhana in Pondicherry. Where? In Pondicherry, his tapobhumi. Okay. So he did his sadhana for 40 years. How can? Yes. For 40 years he did sadhana in Pondicherry and he tried to get those answers. How can man be free? And he did sadhana for that. And in 1950, December 5th, a special force descended on earth. Do you know that before? Did you know that? A special force descended on earth, that is supramental force. But which force? Supramental force. So we are in mental stage. We are superior than animals. We think that in this earth we are the most powerful, isn't it? But a small virus can easily tell us that you are not powerful at all. So how can we achieve those things? So for that, Sri Aurobindo told, man is not final. There is another being we can become, that is Superman. The Superman which shows in movies, not those Superman. Superman is the person, is the being which will have this quality. Which quality? Happiness, a permanent happiness, a permanent youthfulness. He will be not bound by death. He will be totally connected, always connected with the divine. Our purpose on earth is to be always connected with the divine. We are here for. Why we are again and again born here, doing our thing, again we are going back. What is the purpose of our coming to this earth? We should always ask why we are here. So Sri Aurobindo is telling that we are here to manifest the divine.